What the heck is a Facebook pixel and when should I use it? Let's talk about that and clear these questions up. All right, so we got to start with what is a Facebook pixel. So back in the day, we got to go back into history just a little bit to fully understand this. Pre-2020, back in 2019 and before that, funnels were the industry standard for running ads. So anyone running an ad usually sent them to a landing page, a funnel, where they would collect their name, phone number, email, and collect leads that way. So that was the industry standard. That's what everyone was doing. People would run their Facebook ads and send their leads to those funnels. And then Facebook would track everything on those pages. Even though people were leaving Facebook, Facebook was still able to track everything that was going on those websites. Then around 2020, a lot of things happened, obviously, in the world, but there were also things happening with privacy policies. So privacy policies were increasing. That meant that the data tracking for Facebook became restricted. So anytime a lead left Facebook, Facebook didn't know what was happening on that funnel page. It had limited visibility. So Facebook could see everything that was happening to a person when they were on Facebook. So they could see if somebody clicked on an ad. But after they clicked on the call to action button, which was like learn more or download or whatever the call to action button was, when they clicked that button and left Facebook, Facebook could not track. And that caused a lot of problems with Facebook's algorithm. It wasn't getting the crucial data. It was only seeing half the picture of a lead's life. So it knew the people that were interested in the ad and clicking on the ad, but it didn't know who was actually signing up on the funnel. And this caused a lot of problems with Facebook algorithm being able to optimize your ads. And this led to high lead cost. It led to leads that were not as qualified as they could be. So what did Facebook do? Enter the pixel. Pixels were created so Facebook tracking could still exist on websites. This allowed Facebook to have limited tracking on websites, so it still appeased the privacy policy. Facebook wasn't tracking every single thing. It was just tracking limited events on those websites. And this solved that algorithm information feed that helped to re-optimize funnels and how they work. There are two parts to a funnel, you guys. So there's the pixel code itself, and then there's the actual event that the pixel tracks. And we'll get more into each of these and how they work. You do need both parts to help Facebook properly track and optimize your funnel ads so that all that data of what happens when a person leaves Facebook goes back into the algorithm so it can optimize your ads and find you leads at a lower cost and who are more qualified. All right, so let's start with what is a pixel. It's actual code. You can think of it like the bridge from Facebook to your landing page. You only need one pixel in an ad account. So once you set up a pixel, you're done. You can set up multiple pixels if you would like, but one pixel for an ad account is sufficient. You can use that one pixel for as many different landing pages as you want, okay? So one pixel on an ad account for as many landing pages as you have. And then you can create more than one pixel if you would like to do that as well. All right, so we know we need a pixel. We know we need an event. What the heck is an event? The event is the action that the lead is actually taking on the website. So if you sent a lead to a funnel and there was a form and they hit submit, that is an event that the lead is taking, and we want to send that information back through the pixel bridge. So to clarify, it's also what action you want Facebook to track to optimize your ads. It sends that data back to the algorithm through the pixel to tell the algorithm to find more leads that are engaging, right? So for example, If you've got a form on your funnel, people fill out that form and click a button to submit. Then the event that you want Facebook to track, it would be a lead event because you captured a lead, and you set the event to this button that people click on to submit their information. And this will make more sense once we walk into setting it up. We're not going to walk through that on this video. That will be on the next, and we'll talk about that as well at the end. But when Facebook is setting up the pixel, it'll take a look at your landing page and you'll tell it what events you want it to track. So that's how that works, is you do have to set up manually those events so that Facebook is able to track those things and send that data back. And again, this is why it works with privacy policies, is because it's a lot more manual of a setup and it's a lot more intentional than just giving Facebook everything. You can just track whatever. It's saying, okay, you can track these things. How often should I set up a pixel and an event? We kind of talked about this, but just to clarify so we're all on the same page. For a pixel, you need to set up a pixel on the ad account that is being used to run your ads with. Once you set up your pixel, you can be done. Again, you can set up multiple pixels if you would like to do that. But as long as you're using the same ad account to run your ads through, you only need one pixel per ad account. You can reuse them, right? So if you plan to use the same ad account to run all your ads with, you do not need to set up another pixel. What about new ad accounts? If you create a new ad account, you will need to create a new pixel for that new ad account. All right, what about events? You need to set up an event for every landing page action that you want to track. So if you create a new landing page and there's a form on it and you want to know when people fill that form out, you want Facebook to know, then you would need to set up an event for that action. Once you set up an event, you do not need to set it up again. Facebook will remember that event forever. So once your funnel is set up, you don't need to go back and set up tracking. If you create a new funnel, you got to rinse and repeat, right? You will need to set up a new event for that funnel with all the events that you want Facebook to track. And you might have one part on the funnel that you want Facebook to track, or you might have a couple of parts on your funnel that you want Facebook to track. It's totally fine. It's up to you on how much you want Facebook to understand about your event and about your leads and what information it needs to optimize your ads. That's the end goal really of an event, is sending Facebook information so that it can track and optimize. And then also all that data you'll see in your ads as well. All right, so when should I use a pixel? When should I set up events? You only need to do pixels for funnels or landing page ads. Everything else that's inside of Facebook, Facebook will track. So if you're inside of Facebook's platform, Facebook has legal authority to track everything you're doing inside its platform. When you became a member of Facebook and you created an account, this was part of your agreement that you allowed them to track what's happening inside your Facebook account. So what that means is lead gen ads do not need a pixel. Facebook Messenger ads do not need a pixel, because all of the actions that are taking place with your lead are happening inside of Facebook. So Facebook's algorithm is already getting that data. Landing pages are the only ads that require a pixel when running ads with Facebook. Okay, so let's say you are doing a landing page. Do you need to select your pixel when you launch your ad? So before you even get ready to launch an ad, you're going to set up your pixel, you're going to set up your events. So when I launch, do I need to do anything, right? If you've set up your pixel correctly, then when you launch your ads, your pixel will already be tracking that data. So you'll choose your landing page campaign in UpHex, okay? You'll enter in the funnel URL here. And since you've already attached your pixel and your events to that URL, to that funnel, you don't need to do anything else when you launch an ad. You can simply launch the ad itself there. Okay, so what about the advanced pixel settings. So in your UpHex account, there is a section called advanced settings, and there is a section that says pixels. You only need to select this if you have more than one pixel in your ad account and you want to use a specific one. So that's why we have it in the advanced setting, is because you don't have to use it every single time. If you've got one pixel connected to that funnel, then you're good to go. But if you have multiple, then you need to tell Facebook which one you want to use so that it knows which pixel to use to track your events with for that offer. All right. Do I need to do anything in Go High Level? So as far as setup goes, you have two options for your pixel setup. You can set up your GHL workflow, and that looks like this. So inside of Go High Level, you'll choose your event that you want to track is when a form is submitted, right? So this would be the event. And then you would choose Facebook Conversion API for the action here, for the workflow. And then you would set this up. So you would add in your access token, your pixel ID, what kind of event you're tracking, and we'll walk you through all like how to find all these things and how to set this up properly in the next video. But this is how you would set this up. So this is you set this up in Go High Level, you publish, you save. And now anytime this form is submitted, it's going to be tracked, and you'll get all that data sent back to Facebook, and you'll have that tracking code set up. Okay, so that's if you're setting up your pixel with Go High Level. The other option is to add the pixel or event directly onto your landing page inside of Facebook. So if you go to your events manager, you can gather your events from browser activity. You can set that up, and that's a different way to track your events. And that way, again, everything's already, your pixel's connected to that website. Your event is set up on that website as well. And so all that data will already be set up. Either way, it's both set up once and done. Of course, unless you make changes to your landing page. Regardless of how you decide to set this up, your data will still flow back into UpHex, back to Facebook, so that you can see how your funnel is converting. All right, so you guys, that is it. That is the context of what a Facebook pixel is, what it does. The next thing is, how do I create a pixel and events? We have a video walkthrough in Lead Gen U that will show you how to set up a Facebook pixel and how to set it up in Go High Level. You can access that in UpHex. Click on Access Lead Gen U, go to the Facebook campaigns in UpHex section, and then this how to set up your Facebook pixel and the conversions API video will walk you through just that. All right, thank you guys so much. Let us know if you have any questions. I hope this was helpful and cleared up a lot of questions you had about pixels.